So yes, my name is Dan Ridley-Ellis, and I work at Edinburgh Napier University. Our work fits into the boundary between timber engineering and forestry. This is handy because when I'm with foresters, I can pretend to know about engineering, and when I'm with engineers, I can pretend to know about forestry. When I need to speak to both groups together, I can pretend I'm an academic. And if there are academics about, I can still pretend I'm an academic, because even academics aren't quite sure what academics are supposed to know. And if they ask me what my field is, well, I could just say trees, because then we can all have a good laugh about that not being a field at all. It's a forest. The forest one of my jokes tonight. Now, wood is the ideal material to build things as long as what you want to build is a tree. If you want to build something else, well, you have to deal with the consequences of not using it according to the original manufacturer's instructions. And one of the things that makes wood different from materials like steel and concrete is that trees are a heck of a lot cleverer at materials science than we are. Of course, there is some uncertainty that comes from it being a natural material, but there's always uncertainty in engineering. So engineers already have ways of dealing with this. Now, I don't have enough time to properly explain now, but it involves the mathematics of probability, a fair bit of arm waving, and some pointing at things that haven't fallen down and saying, see, I told you it would be okay. Lately, the idea of planting trees and preserving natural forests has become very popular, because trees build themselves out of sunshine, water, and carbon dioxide, a truly wonderful miracle of nature that we can cynically exploit to absolve ourselves for unsustainable climate-trashing ways of life. But one thing that isn't so high profile is the shortage of raw materials for making things. We need to shift to more renewable materials, stuff that can be regrown. And if using that stuff also locks in sequestered atmospheric carbon dioxide for longer, well, all the better. But renewable is not the same as infinite. At any one time, we only have what's available, and we can no more go back in time 30 years to plant more trees than we can go back millions of years and make more oil. The plain truth is that we are going to need a lot of wood. We always have, and we always will. After all, none of us would be here right now if our ancestors had not been able to get wood when they needed it. Where would we be without toilet paper? This old chestnut used to be a rhetorical question, a whimsical joke now ruined by a global pandemic. And forests have a central role in human health, including on the negative side. Deforestation is closely linked to many viral outbreaks. Right now, forestry is also directly providing many of the things that we need the most, even if we don't usually give them much thought. All the paper that we need for healthcare and cleaning, the latex for gloves, the fuel for heat in care homes, and the wood for pallets that keep vital supply chains moving, even wood chips for farming. This is why many forestry and timber people had to carry on going into work during the lockdown. But COVID isn't the only pandemic. Right now, there are other pandemics threatening the forests. Ash dieback, Phytophthora larch, Xylella in olives and other fruit trees, pinewood nematodes, spruce bark beetles, and more. Sadly, we now all have a direct appreciation for the importance of tracking, containing, and researching diseases. But trees need our help too, and not just trees. Currently, we rely on a small number of commercial timber species. This presents huge risks from those pests and diseases and climate change too. So we need a greater range of species in the forest for a variety of reasons, including the good of commercial forestry, because it puts the forests and the industries and the livelihoods that depend on them at less risk. All this whilst trying to get more wood from the forest to satisfy ever-rising global demand. I suppose I'd better try and sum this up, inject some hope, and bring this back into the zone of what might loosely be defined as comedy. So, I asked the question, do you see the problem with using this more and more wood instead of non-renewable materials? Perhaps there will not be enough wood. What? What would the answer be to avoid all the potential unhappiness? It's worse. We need to stick a more diverse range of tree species to make things. And we need to be better at reclining and recycling when wood is okay to use again. We also need to not use wood as if it was infinite. Whatever your priorities might be, each of us have a role to play, especially engineers. There's never been a greater need for people good at maths, arm weight, and reassuring people that things will be